Good morning, happy Sunday. My name is Nayoka Lynn. I wanted to come on here today, share a few things. I had a young lady ask me, how do I become a light worker? And I said, well, there are many types of light workers. There's not one particular thing. It's not like saying, well, hey, I want to be a math teacher. So I said, well, what do you mean by a light worker? I said, there are many paths that lead to light. And jobs of service. There's all types of things. So I asked her, "Are you drawn to a particular thing?" And she said, "Well, I like animals, and I like working with animals." And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's your path. For now, it could change later. Things always change. So she said, "Yeah, but I want to be a light worker." So I tried to explain to her that being a light worker doesn't mean you have to be a particular thing, that, like everybody has to be a particular thing. And she said, okay, well, how did you become a light worker? And this is what she said. I was a light worker. And I sat back, and I thought about it. And I guess, yeah, I guess maybe I am. So she says, well, how did you get to know all the stuff you know to be a light worker? And I said, oh, baby doll, if you only knew. I said, I guess I would have to say, if you want to become a light worker, somebody of service to share some kind of knowledge, care, service, I guess you would have to be trained like any occupation, I guess you could say. But I know for me personally, oh my Lord, when I cried this morning, not sad tears, I was just so full of gratitude to God, Spirit, Source, my spirit team, so full of gratitude. Because I remember, oh, here I go. I was a total mess. Yes, and I needed help. In my early 20s, I didn't understand myself. I didn't understand really the people around me. Things were normal to me, normal behaviors, mindsets. And when some of those just weren't working for me to get good results, I sought change. And I prayed. I asked for help. Please help me. And yes, I turned to religion. That's what I had. And from there, I know my spirit team jumped on board. Like, okay, we got her in a place where we want her. She wants help. I was open to correction. Not in a way of like punishing. I didn't feel like I was being punished. I was being corrected, course corrected. And I was off course. I was off course of who I really was at the time. But I reached out. Now, yes, I started out in religion, and it served me for a while. But the more of God I got, the more I wanted. It was just so empowering. It gave me peace. But I must say, every step along the way, I was shown things, revealed things, and I had to embody that. And what I mean by embody that, I had to walk in it. And I know that I know that I know now, I was given little bit by little bit by little bit, and it gained my trust. It gained my trust. There's a difference and walking in hope and walking in knowing. It's a big difference. If I'm walking with you and I'm hoping that it's going to be okay, that you have my best intention, if I'm hoping, I'm going to hesitate. But if I know that you have my best interest at heart and I can trust you, that's a different story. I'm going to walk with confidence. So I believe that the greatest source of all that is built up my trust because it was going to need my trust. I was given puzzle pieces along the way, little things that didn't make sense to me at the time, but that I was going to need later. And I've put puzzle pieces together, and what I came up with is this beautiful place of being. It took a lot of commitment to myself, not to some outward God, although in the beginning it began like that. I felt like I had to prove myself to God. I had to prove myself to be worthy of love, because that's where I was at the time. We have that automatic. I've learned that that's automatic. We have the love of God. It's automatic. So I explained that yes, source of all that is God, built up my trust and brought me into places, at the time secret places, that I had not been, and I didn't feel free to share a lot of times, and just kept leading me to show me more parts of me, of who I really was. But everything that I was shown, I had to embody. I had to know that I know. And along the way, I shared different things of where I was at. I shared different things with folks because I just wanted them to know what I knew, because it just felt so wonderful. It just felt so good. And as I've come along, time is speeding up. The unfolding, let's just put it that way, has been intense. The last, I will say, 4 or 5 years, wow. Especially the last couple of years, it's been intense, but it's been amazing. It's just, That's why when people say to me now, oh, I knew them when, you don't know them now. People change. I am so not the person I used to be, and I am so grateful for it. Yes, indeed, I am. Yes. It's been a walk. It's a walk. And I've learned a lot of things, or remembered a lot of things along the way. I was led and shown who I really am. Who I really am. I was shown and led to see who God really is, and remembered, taught, however you want to take it, that heaven is not a place up in the sky. It's a state of mind. Heaven and hell are a state of mind. Everything starts in your mind here. Yes. Everything is thoughts. I used to think that I needed all sorts of things to protect me. I remember wearing a crucifix around my neck because I felt like, well, if I wear that, no demon can hurt me. And then I went through my phase of crystals and sage. And I'm not downing anybody for using that, because I love my crystals. I don't use them for protection. I used to. But Source has taught me how to stand in my light and given me understanding of that. Like I say, he didn't just take my crystals away for protection and say, well, that's the way it is. No, he built my trust. And I love that. So yes, I love my crystals. I love my crystals for the vibration that they hold, because everything is vibration. Everything that you can see, touch, smell, feel, hear is vibration. Yes, and it holds a frequency. So my crystals hold a frequency, but I no longer keep them for protection. Yeah. Sage, every once in a while, especially in the winter months now, yes, I'll sage my house, but it's to take away bacteria that's built up in my house. Source has taught me how to stand in my light, and he taught me that your frequency is what protects you. Mm-hmm. What you put out, you get back. If I'm on a certain frequency, if I'm on a frequency of fear, say fear of being rejected, and I did that for many years. So if I had a frequency of fear of rejection, I'm thinking about that. It's a belief system I have. It goes out there because every thought a man has ever thought exists. And when I say it goes out there, listen, those thoughts are energy. Mm-hmm. They're out there. So if you have a fear of rejection and you're thinking about this and you put it out there, you're going to attract, like attracts like, you're going to attract more reasons, more thoughts of why you feel rejected. But when you get an understanding of balance, of why certain people show up and play certain parts, when you don't take people's suffering so serious, so personal. I learned a big lesson with that this year, over the last 2 years. I've learned to see people in a different light. I feel their suffering, I see their suffering. It takes the personal pain off of it, and it gives you a better understanding of what's happening around you. I've been taught how to shift reality for me with my thoughts, with my breathing. And I know that we're all capable of doing it. People are waking up. Yes. So I think when the little girl asked me, well, how do I become a light worker? How did you become a light worker? I had to peel back the layers. I had to have confidence and knowing in God and my spirit team to lead me. And I had to embody what I was taught. At the time, I was being taught. It was an unfolding, peeling back layers of who I am. Really am. And I had to embody that. I had to walk in it. Yes. We're in amazing times. There are so many light workers and so many different forms. It's beautiful. The times we are in, I know that it seems chaotic and scary, but when you walk in a knowing of what really is, of source, and you have an understanding of everything that's going on, and you walk in the instructions of focusing your thoughts on beautiful things, on how you don't have to get caught up in the chaos. When you're given an understanding that you don't necessarily have to do anything except be the light that you've learned or remembered. And what do you mean by remembered? You were before you got here. You were before you got here to this planet Earth, this incarnation. You were before. You are consciousness. You are soul projected in a human body. A piece of your soul is projected in this human body to have a life experience. Yes. Yeah. But you embody of where you're at, what you've been shown, what you've remembered, been taught. You embody it. I think I mentioned once before in a previous video how after my hip surgery, I was so used to doing things, and all I could basically do when I first got home after rehab was it took everything I had to get up, shower, make my bed, get dressed. Yeah, and fix myself some breakfast. That was like being at work all day. And I remember leaning on my dresser and saying, what should I do? I don't know what to do. What should I do? And ever so clearly, I heard, just be. Yeah, you can be a light worker just being the light. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your path, your service, your purpose is to just sit in a place where there's not so much light and just be that light. If I was taught about why people act certain ways, I guess that would help me not to take it so personal when they lash out. I've been taught that when someone comes to me that way, to not react and create a cycle. So if I was a light worker, I wouldn't just lash out. I would do as I've been instructed, taught to do. Step back. Don't react. Some things don't need a response. Some things just don't need a reaction. Yeah. You see the world as a mirror. Everything around you mirrors where you're at, one way or another. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess I would say address your fear-based beliefs. That's how you become a light worker. You have to be your own light first. I would address the fear-based beliefs. Are they serving you? Are they creating cycles? Address those first. And once you're taught how to release those, walk in that. Because trust me, you'll be tested to see if you can walk in that. Because you can't get to the next level of where you're, the next unfolding of where you need to be. You got to do that first. Mm-hmm. One step at a time. Embody what you've remembered, or when you first start out, it's what you're being taught. Embody that. Be love. And you're not going to always get it right. No. It's a forever unfolding. Yeah. Yeah. Are you following your treasure map? You're the treasure. You are the treasure. You will be peace. You will be love. Mm-hmm. You'll be an enlightened being. You are. You just got to remember. So yeah, there are many light workers. And namaste to all my fellow light workers. You will suffer. Oh, and that was another thing. I said, well, when you start out, you'll be shown things. If you really have a desire to know, to find out really who you really are, put it out there. I want to be a light worker. Show me, teach me. You'll go through things. Mm-hmm. You'll lose people along the way. People will think you're absolutely flipping out of your mind. Yeah, they will. They don't understand. It's okay. But you got to be strong enough to walk in that. Darkness sometimes is afraid of light. Darkness will call it all sorts of things. Evil. I've been called evil. I've been called all sorts of things. It's okay. And that's been one of my fine-tunings over the last year and a half, is to know that people that are suffering in their darkness lash out when they don't understand. Sometimes I guess when you're in darkness, it feels good to lash out one way or another. It's because they don't know how to do it any other way. But if you desire change, you can. You can change. And why wouldn't you want to? What you put out, you get back. If you have a frequency of love and peace, you're going to get that back. Yeah. But you have to embody. You have to embody the frequency because you attract where you're at. What you put out comes back to you. So yes, heal. Let go of limiting fear-based beliefs. That's your steps. Those are the steps to being a light worker. How can I be a light worker? That's how. That's how. It starts with you first. It starts with you first. You have to learn how to love and honor and respect yourself first. Because if you can't do that for yourself first, you cannot do that to anybody else or for anybody else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Empathy comes into play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Understanding. So little girl asked me, how can I become a light worker? I love that. It's precious. The desire is there. Yeah. The light is lit. Mm-hmm. So hats off to all my fellow light workers that have gone under some persecution and ridicule and whatever. We're doing it. It's okay. We understand. Yes, because we have to embody the love of Source. God's no respecter of persons. Yeah. So today, be the light. Stand in the light. It feels good in the light. It does. It feels so good in the light. It's peaceful. You walk with a knowing. Imagine for a moment, there's this long walk bridge. And I tell you, well, come on, I hope you can make it over. I hope it'll hold up. I hope it doesn't fall apart midstream. Or I tell you, oh, I know this bridge is good. I know this bridge is good. So you go over a time or two and you say, yeah, this bridge is good. So now, before you go over that bridge again, you know the bridge is good. You don't have to hope. As you move along on your path, there'll be things you go through. And every time you are freed from a fear-based belief and you see things changing, because that's what happens, every step you make in a better direction, your frequency raises. So you'll attract more of that to you. So then you'll start learning to trust it. Yes. It won't be so troublesome letting go of fear-based beliefs, because you'll learn that, hey, you know what, last time I did pretty good and life's getting better. Yeah. Okay, light workers. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. My name's Nyoka Lynn. Namaste.